What's good? What's happening? Welcome back to the podcast. We took a little siesta, siesta, if you will, for a week, but we're back again.
Nobody knows that, dude.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah,
Just
nobody-
kidding. We didn't.
Nobody really knew that.
Well, that's on me. We're breaking into episode 22 with just some more bullshit.
Yep. Same old shit.
It's just some
Different
more-
episode.
I see you're keeping the same haircut.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't do much
I
more.
like it.
It's not that great.
It's not great. What do you mean it's not great?
Uh,
But it could. What you was doing, like the
a slick back?
What's the name of that haircut?
The slick back?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Because I was calling it because it's not the young Hitler.
No.
But
Hitler didn't have no fade, dog.
Right. That's true.
If Hitler had a fade, he might have won the war.
Well, maybe.
I don't know, man.
But
He would've
yeah.
maybe turned a lot of people's heads and like, damn, that's a crispy ass fade.
True. But no. It
I'm
looks
endorsing
good,
Hitler.
though. No, bro,
Ever.
Right. I don't think we had to say that. but
I gotta make it clear, man.
true. No. I mean, what you been up to?
Not shit. Working around the house. We went to a Dragons game last night.
I seen that. That looked fun.
Yeah. Old Bo Boy got 2 balls.
I
He got
seen that.
one given to him from the starting pitcher of the away team.
Nice.
He was terrified. he was like, "What if he says no?" I said, "That's the worst thing he could say, Bo."
Yeah. What else?
I was like, "Just ask him, dude." I was like, "Just ask."
it's not like he pays for him.
right.
The pitcher don't care usually.
And then we had one given to us by a like custodian guy worker.
Oh, okay.
He found one. I don't know where he found it, but it had been used.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those balls looked pretty beat up. The one you had sent me.
Yeah, it was a hit, and then probably hit the cement.
Right.
But yeah, he's got more baseballs in his entire lifetime than I have at any event ever.
I have actually. I mean, out of all the games Dad took us to, we went to games in. What am I drawing a blank? Kansas City.
Oh, the Royals.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we would go when.
I always like that ballpark.
When Cleveland Indians came to town.
We'll get there.
We'll get we would go to those games and whatnot. I don't think we'd ever got any balls though. We watched somebody get hit with a ball, and then I remember going to like Dragons games in high school and stuff like that. But also watched some lady get blasted in the face when I was in high school at a Dragons game.
Yeah, man, those
That was brutal.
those foul lines when that stadium was first built was that was line drive central,
Oh yeah,
and they had to basically put up nets all the way through that. I'm pretty sure
I think that
because there was people getting hit left and right. Little girl got hit. That place was tight.
So pre-COVID, we used to go. We had for work. They rent out the Dragon's Lair, which is like the party deck or whatever,
Right.
for like corporate games and events and stuff like that. And now that we're past we're starting to do them again. So I'll be getting to go to a few of those here coming up for some different corporate games and whatnot that we throw for some of our accounts, like corporate Speedway, corporate Kroger,
Right.
Stuff like that. So
Okay.
but yeah, it's exciting. It's fun, to go to the games and whatnot. Like, again, I don't watch a ton of baseball on TV, but it's a lot more fun in person.
Yeah, it's an event, so I mean it makes it
Plus,
more engaging.
You can't beat hanging. I mean, for work. I mean, we get the free food, the beer, and we just hang out and stand around and chill. It's nice.
Socialize.
It's a nice way to relax
Yep.
after a long, hard day of selling beer.
It was nice. Then before the game, I stopped and got some stuff for the kiddos. I seen something pretty unique.
Yeah.
I got a Macho Man Bashin' Brawler from like 1999.
Right. Which, yeah, you definitely won't ever see any of those for sale.
And it works.
Does it really?
Yes, it worked.
That's pretty cool.
So I got one of those, and I got a pink Power Ranger doll for Charlie. So
Nice.
trying to spoil the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't given it to him yet, so
That's what's up.
it's on the DL. But by the time this comes out, it really won't fucking matter.
Right.
But yeah, nothing much. Just working, going to school or going to events for them before they go back to school.
Yeah,
because they start
that'll
out
be
here
coming
soon.
here. Yeah,
like 2
here
weeks.
within a few weeks.
2-3 weeks.
So you got back to school shopping and oh boy,
Yeah. No thanks.
it's about to yeah.
You mentioned school and Bo Cowers, so
Yeah, I used to hate
don't
school.
say it.
I used to hate it. I hated going to school. But you just got to do it. It's one of them things.
Right.
You gotta have that education.
Right.
But no, I ended up I always feel like I forget what I did over the weekend. So I had Hudson Friday into Saturday, hung out with him, just chilled. It's been a pretty long. So July in general has been pretty wild.
Yeah, it's been
for
a long
month. I moved from Huber Heights to Centerville.
Oh, in your job, okay, yeah.
And then I was in my position for 2 weeks, and then another one came available. So I applied
to a different route, really.
Manager.
Oh, okay, a position. Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry.
So something came
See how much
available
I fucking listened.
that nobody was expecting, and it's amazing opportunity. Exactly what I've been looking for, working for, and everything else like that. So, and
when will you know, or do you know?
Oh no, we're there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
we're like, there, man.
Basically, after that week, like I've been riding along with the team lead that's going to be moving out of that spot and whatnot this whole week, and then I'll have to do a couple things with my old route and my old team tomorrow and a little bit Friday, and then effective Monday coming up. Like I'm in
on the up and up. Well, congratulations.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been July has been. You got 4th of July, which is crazy
right,
as is for beer sales. And then you got this stuff going on, and then it's been crazy. But I am, I couldn't be happier.
Right.
Super blessed. So
hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, brother.
It's been good. But no, other than that, just been chilling. Right, be probably spending some time this weekend with Hudson, hanging out, chilling, just relaxing. Because you typically look for a little bit of that like slowdown period after 4th of July, and there hasn't been any.
Really?
So I'm just like, I'm trying to utilize as much as the weekend as possible to just like literally do nothing.
Right. I've been the same, man.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been running like 100 miles an hour every weekend. And I haven't had a weekend to myself like since like summer started. Mm-hmm. And last weekend, we chilled out. We didn't do much.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm sure once school starts up, it'll. It'll be kids will be so wore out from that first week of school.
Well, they're going to Florida for a week.
Before school starts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see how that goes. But
yeah.
Hopefully they have fun.
Oh yeah.
I will not be in Florida.
It's gonna be a little hot. It's gonna be a little sticky.
It's gonna be a little humid.
It's gonna be a tough. Is this right? This year is a tough time to go to Florida. So.
Yeah, it's probably the hottest point in August.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be there in August, but yeah.
I got a dude on my team that's actually going to Disney World this week coming up, and I'm just like, I'm excited for you, but at the same time, I feel I'd rather be in Ohio,
right?
Because that is,
it's rough.
It was hot as hell this week.
Yeah, it's been hot.
Nice next week, nothing but 70s.
Yeah, it's supposed to cool down.
So that'll be nice. It hasn't
been
really
brutal this summer.
It hasn't been that bad this summer.
No, we haven't hit the hundreds. That's one thing.
No, it's been nice.
We haven't even really came close to it, actually.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Other than that, nothing much going on. We're gearing up. We're hitting training camp, so this is about to.
You want to talk about some excitement?
Yeah.
It's like ever since training camp started, it's just been like my phone's been blowing up with notifications.
That's sleeper, son. We're back. I told Amanda last night, I was like, get used to this because my phone's about to be non-stop.
Oh, yeah. And it'll be periods of times because once, like, especially like towards those evening hours when everybody's available to communicate.
Bing, bing, bing.
Oh, yeah. You could be away from your phone for a minute and come back to like 95, 150.
Somebody gets hurt.
Messages.
Somebody gets traded.
Oh,
somebody once traded. Somebody thought about being traded.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, all right. So we'll get into that. If you haven't, followed the sporting news or lived under a rock, you've obviously seen Aaron Rodgers in the debacle up in Green Bay.
We talked about it because you expressed.
I thought for sure
you expressed your disgust with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't.
Which again, all valid points because it's been a wild. The Green Bay in general has got more drama than The Bachelorette right now. I mean, it's crazy
right now for sure.
I mean, it's been a wild season. I mean,
off season, yeah, for sure. So since they've lost the NFC Championship, I think so.
The wheels fell off.
The wheels had fallen off.
They were trying to fall off.
And you got a report every other weekend that Aaron Rodgers said this, or he didn't say this, or he didn't do this, or he did this. And, I mean, between him and his on-field life and his off-field life, I feel like I know the fucking guy.
It has been, I mean, because it's been just about every day there's something coming out from Green Bay. Some type of news headline is coming out of Green Bay almost every single day, and obviously all of it centers around Aaron Rodgers. A lot of these other acquisitions or these people saying what they're saying or talking about leaving would never have happened without Aaron Rodgers saying that he's done with Green Bay.
Well, so last week on, I believe, Thursday, the report came out that Las Vegas took down all lines on Green Bay. So if you don't know what that means, usually the lines are up as far as over-unders, like record-wise. Will they make the NFC Championship? Do they get so many passing yards? Like, does Aaron Rodgers throw this? Blah, blah, blah. Does, do they, whatever. All the lines on the entire Green Bay team was taken down. And usually when that happens, that means Las Vegas is well aware of some kind of news that they got from somebody.
Yeah.
That either he was retiring or something significant was going to happen to the point where he was going to be out.
Bro, yeah, because he had made it very clear up until just a week ago, he had made it very clear that he was done playing football in Green Bay.
Right.
I mean,
well, that was what he kept saying. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. Because then I think it was Tuesday before that Thursday, the report came out that he turned down a 2-year extension to make him the highest paid quarterback.
Yeah.
And then the report came out that it wasn't about the money. And then Thursday came out, he may be retiring. And it was like, Jesus Christ, like this fucking guy. Like, make up your mind, man.
Well, yeah.
And then I think it was on Monday of this week, which today is Wednesday, we got a report that they were going to sign a concession. So that essentially means that Green Bay, the GM, and all that, and Aaron Rodgers came to an agreement to shorten his deal to a 1-year deal, which I hadn't seen the dynamic of it and what the numbers are or how much he's making for this year.
I would have to assume it's every bit at least $30 million.
It's probably up there. But he plays on a 1-year deal, and then he has the option to cut bait.
Yeah. And
then what ensued on Friday, I believe, was Aaron Rodgers posting a picture of The Last Dance of MJ, giving a fist bump to Scottie Pippen. And then Devontae Adams does the same thing. And then Devontae on Saturday comes out and says, well, I'm not working a contract.
Devontae had been talking about contract extensions.
Right.
And stopped.
Yeah,
he said, I'm done talking about contract extensions now.
So
because what are you going to Devontae Adams is one of the best receivers in the NFL. So if Aaron Rodgers leaves, then I mean, what happens to him?
That, and I think it was a deal that didn't make him the top highest paid receiver in the NFL.
No.
So I can get that.
Oh, yeah.
I can get with that if that's what he wants. I can see why he turned down the deal.
But it's all bad. Like Aaron Rodgers is leaving. I'm not going to be one of the top paid receivers. Like,
right. It's a bad look on Green Bay.
Out of here.
I still. Here's my problem. So today on Wednesday evening around 3:00, there was a press conference with Aaron Rodgers.
I saw that.
It was about 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
And we can play some audio clips because I'm not playing the video because I don't want to get fucking banned from YouTube again. But we'll go into a little, 3 or 4 minute play because this is about 17 minutes. But the 4 minutes, we'll get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a loaded question. I think, there was a lot of things that transpired. This wasn't, a draft day thing, This was, started with a conversation in February at the season ended. And I just expressed, my desire to be more involved in conversations that directly affected my job. Also, I wanted to help the organization maybe learn from them some of the mistakes in the past, in my opinion, about the way that some of the outgoing veterans were treated.
So he says that some of the outgoing veterans that were treated wrongly. Yep. There was a list that he gives later on in this, and it's like 10 players. I mean, it was like Julius Peppers, Jordy Nelson, a bunch of guys that were previously there, and I guess on the way out they just weren't thanked enough. Okay? So that's what he's talking about there.
Right.
The fact that we didn't retain a number of players that I felt like were core players to our foundation, our locker room, high character guys. I'm talking about Charles Woodson, Jordy Nelson, Julius Peppers, Clay Matthews, Randall Cobb, James Jones, John Kuhn, Brett Good, T.J. Lang, Brian Balaga, Casey Hayward, Micah Hyde, guys who were...
So this man had a list. He then brought up Randall Cobb, which
today.
Yes, as of this morning. Well, as of yesterday, the news broke, but as of this morning, they passed the deal.
Cobb is officially a Green Bay Packer again.
They traded from Houston for Randall Cobb. I'm not sure what they gave up. Probably like some 7th round picks because he's old as shit.
If I had to guess, that was by request.
But yes, it was by request.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're bending our back to give you what you want for this year.
And Randall Cobb was probably like, "Yeah, man, get me the hell
out of here. Get me the fuck out of here.
This
shit show,
please."
Exceptional players for us, but great locker room guys, high character guys. Many of them who weren't offered a contract at all, or were extremely lowballed, or were, maybe in my opinion, not given the respect on the way out that guys of their status and stature and high character deserved. And then it kind of progressed from there into a commitment for the 2021 season and beyond. That really wasn't given at any time. So for me, I had to assess the situation, not necessarily wanting to be a lamed-up quarterback, especially after an MVP season, which I think you can understand.
Okay.
And then the other part in February was wanting to be a part of conversations involving free agents, which has never happened in my career.
All right, so he wants to have a say in who they talk to in free agency.
Uh-huh.
So now he wants to be a GM.
Right.
Why almost at 40
this is what
Do you
want.
fucking care?
And if this was so important to you, why didn't you say anything about it earlier in your career? So he says, this hasn't happened yet in my career. Well, have you asked for it? They pointing out have you asked for it is one thing. On the other hand, my thing is, why would we ask you? Like, I get having some offensive pool.
Yeah. Like, hey, man, can we take a look at this guy? But, like, and that's fine if you were to do that throughout your career, but why now? Like, why is it a big deal 37, 38 years old now? Like, you went through your entire career, and now it's a big deal?
It's coming to an end, man. Yeah, like I said, the drama is high.
Right.
I've trained with a number of NFL guys most of my career in the off seasons.
He's trained with guys.
My agency, Athletes First, has had a number of high draft picks over the years. I've tried to pass along information. Hasn't really been used, shall we say. So I wanted to offer my services as a recruiter.
I wanted to offer my services as a recruiter.
I think we can all understand, Green Bay isn't a huge vacation destination. People are coming here to play with me, to play with our...
Oh.
So he says they want to come here and play with him.
Because Green Bay is not a destination for vacation.
He says me, not the Green Bay organization that, has a fucking trophy named after him or one of their coaches. Not the quarterback before him that, was a winning quarterback and revered as fucking the gunslinger.
That was a tough one to hear.
Just me. Just me. They want to come play with me.
I don't. Yeah. He said what he said, I guess.
Yeah. Well, then he backtracks right here. He'll say I think he says Green Bay organization or something.
Yeah.
And knowing that they can win a championship here. And the fact that I haven't been used in those discussions was one I wanted to change moving forward. And I felt like based on my years, the way I can still play, that should be a natural part of the conversation. As that progressed from that point, nothing really changed on that front. So we got into March, and the conversation changed. As I felt like if you can't commit to me past 2021, and I'm not a part of recruiting process and for agency, if I'm not a part of the future, then instead of letting me be a lame duck quarterback, if you want to make a change and move forward, then go ahead and do it. That obviously didn't happen. Like I said, it wasn't a draft day thing. There were conversations for a number of months leading up to that. Post the draft, I think what basically happened was then they said, we'll give you some money now. Let's see if we can throw some money at you. I said from the start it wasn't about the money. Obviously, I didn't show up for the off-season program or mini camp. To me, it was bigger than this. It was about trying to be a resource for the organization that I care about and love so much. So when the money came at me, the other part is, the backstory to that is, after the season, there was a part of me that did think that there would be conversation about an extension. Based on my cap number this season, next season, it seemed natural based on the way I played to at least have a conversation about it. It wasn't a conversation. Not until into May. And that to me seemed like an analogy that you guys understand. You guys have a fantastic year at work. You write some great stories. You go to your boss and say, I just had an incredible year. I think I deserve a pay raise or, some security. And the boss says, let's just see how it goes. A couple months down the line, you get another job opportunity. You go back to your boss and say, hey, I got this amazing job opportunity. And say, whoa, no, we love you. We do want you to stick around. We do care about you. Just have the same feeling.
So basically, he's
jaded. Do you love Green Bay?
Right.
Do you though? Doesn't seem like it.
I'm pretty sure he don't. Well, he does live there during the season.
During the season, yeah, you can't find him in that state out of season.
You know
what I mean? He's everywhere but Green Bay.
And that's most players. I'm not taking that away from him. Unless it's like California or like
Right. He's
Arizona.
from Cali, right?
Yeah. He's a Cali boy.
Yeah.
He went to Cal University.
He sounds like a cowboy.
Well, that's who he. I mean, he just. I don't know.
He sounds like a young Sam Elliott.
He tries to sound like a young Sam Elliott. Don't do Sam Elliott like that.
I love the cowboy in him.
Yeah, right. That's why he wanted to go to Denver.
Which would have done him
that
would have done him no good.
Yeah, they're not prepared at all
Talk about being a lame
to even win the damn division.
I don't know where he keeps getting this lamed up quarterback thing from. I mean,
well, he heard it somewhere. Somebody said it. And
he's just
lame duck.
It doesn't really make much sense to me, but I get it, I guess. Like that you're just some quarterback hanging out. I think he means it as like you're just like a has-been, like you were the starting quarterback, but you're hanging out on the team even though they've got this new young quarterback in that they're starting. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, but they said that nobody has made nobody's had any conversation that he wouldn't be anything but the starter.
Right, going into this year for sure. I wouldn't say anything. I hadn't heard anything.
Especially after
I didn't
coming
hear
off of the season they had last year, being upset for the NFC championship.
They got beat in the NFC championship.
I mean,
he had an MVP year. He won the MVP.
Right. So
I think he threw 52 touchdowns. But don't get me wrong, like the guy still got it. I'm not taking that away from him.
It's just all this drama for what though?
So
a lot of it doesn't make any sense to me.
Here's my deal with him, and I've always had this problem with him, is that he was in this position before. Mm-hmm. So he was the guy riding the bench, waiting.
Yeah.
Saw how Favre handled it.
Right.
You would think that, man, I wouldn't want to handle it like that. I'd probably teach the kid. I teach the kid coming up, and I understand this is a business. At the end of the day, this isn't a college. This isn't a high school. It's a business. It's a money-making business.
Right.
It's a meat market. That's the other part of it. It's the next man up. If you go down, guess what? We're bringing in the next guy.
Yeah.
And there was a year, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, he broke his ribs.
Yeah.
He was out damn near
pretty much the whole season.
Yeah.
He came back.
I think he came back in the late week because they had a possibility of making the playoffs or something.
Right,
I don't know. Either way, I could be wrong.
I feel like that was a bad choice. But hey,
Right. But it's a meat market. And the biggest thing that any coach can do to, I guess, make their career as long as possible and go down in the record books as one of the greatest coaches of all time is take all emotion away from your players.
Right.
You don't hold any loyalty towards your fucking players. And that goes for a GM. That goes for any player personnel. That guy is there for 10 to 15 years.
Right.
And we're moving the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he was awesome.
Right.
But guess what? Green Bay is notorious for winning. Like, I can't remember the last time in my adult life or in childhood, in my 34 years of existence, Green Bay being a bad team.
Right. They've never been a bad team, I don't feel.
They're one of those teams that either they hover around 500 or way above.
Right.
And the way they do that,
they've always been very competitive.
They've been very competitive by drafting ahead of time.
Right.
They had Favre. Then they drafted Aaron Rodgers before Favre was done. Right. Everybody kind of went, what the fuck? I get it. Like, what the fuck? You got Brett Favre. Why would you draft him?
Right.
We're preparing ourselves for the turnover.
Which is going to happen eventually. I mean, you're not going to play forever. Just make the best of it. It's not, again, if he's worried about, I feel like he's worried about going out and nobody remembering who he is and nobody caring or saying, oh, well, Green Bay's got a new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who, and all that other shit, and just him fading off into the mist. And he's already established himself as a as a Hall of Fame quarterback. And it's weird. He's got I feel like he's got some self-image issues. Like, he needs to go talk to somebody.
Well, like I said,
Like,
his
because some of the shit that he's doing, like, I don't know how the fuck you could complain. Okay, maybe get me another receiver in here. Great. The defense is doing its damn thing. You got 2 fantastic running backs. You have Devontae Adams. You had a little bit of receiver help around Devontae, but not much.
right.
I don't know what. Please tell me what you expect Randall Cobb's going to do. You know what I mean? Like, he's at the tail end. This is it for him too.
We're buddies, and he knows how I
He knows
like to.
we have
routes.
a great connection, a great relationship. Okay. They've worked together before. He's going to complement Devontae Adams decently.
He'll be a good slot.
Yes,
that's at best because he's got speed.
But it's what do you? I don't understand. Like, there's some quarterbacks out there that could be out in front of the stadium with a protest sign.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm the Bengals quarterback. I'm not playing a down of football until you get me an offensive line. Until I see them do what they're supposed to do, I ain't playing another down. I mean, you got quarterbacks all over the place.
Yeah. Joe Burrow. That's who you're referring to.
Yeah, that's his name. Burrow. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you could have seen Goff said, "I'm not playing for Detroit."
Right.
There's nobody fucking there.
Well, literally nobody in Detroit.
Yeah. Like, they have a rookie receiver that they drafted that's apparently really good. That has a Batman villain name. But anyways,
Batman villain name.
It's just I don't think a lot of these guys see the bigger picture, or they refuse to because it is their.
I feel it's
their legacy.
Ego. It's their ego that maybe gets in the way of.
Yeah, that too. Obviously,
some of that.
Yeah, I mean, the ego gets in the way. They don't want their legacy to be forgotten. Like, I'm not gonna fucking forget you, man.
Like, what do you want Green Bay to do? Name the team after every player that you named on that list that's retired, and then keep changing? Like, I don't. What do you want? What are you expecting?
Right.
All the people on that list he named off. Everybody who has ever loved the Green Bay Packers knows all those people.
Right.
So what are you doing?
Not to mention, he did get Mike McCarthy fired.
Yep.
Then they brought in the hand-picked coach that he wanted.
Yep.
Off of the Rams offensive coordinator at the time. They picked him up. I think he's like 33, 34. Mm-hmm. He's a young dude. Maybe that's partly in that he's innovative. Maybe that's also partly that Aaron Rodgers knows that he can check him and be like, "Look, we want to do this."
Yeah, I feel like
the great thing is, I think some of that is he couldn't check him because in the NFC Championship they kicked the fucking field goal and lost the game.
Yeah.
So true. I get that. I get that that's a big fucking deal. Like, why are we kicking a field goal to go ahead by 2 instead of going for it? And I think they were like within the 5 yard line from the goal. But if you don't get it, guess what? That goes on your legacy. Oh, hey, guess what? He lost that fucking game. It could go both ways, man.
Right.
I mean,
they have all the tools to be just as successful as they were last year, as long as he doesn't come in here with his trash attitude and fuck it all up for everybody.
Right.
Because his demeanor, how he carries himself, and how he acts and everything else like that within the organization and within the team and stuff like that's going to dictate how everybody else acts. I mean, you got Devontae Adams acting crazy because, well, if he's talking about leaving, I'm definitely not staying. Well, there goes your star receiver. You're not going to find another one, not before this season starts. You will not find another Devontae Adams before this season starts, and you'd be lucky to find one next year.
Right.
So it's, you know what I mean? It has a trickle effect when you're the leader of the team. And again, like I said, and even when you were talking about it before, what do you have to complain about? I mean, I get it, some couple things here or there, then have that conversation. Okay, if they don't want you, you got your head coach fired, you handpicked the new head coach, you got Randall Cobb on the team by your request. Like, what else do you want them to do? They're supposed to structure the entire team around what you think and what you say? I find that... Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Peyton Manning didn't get that fucking treatment.
No, it's not going to happen.
And that's the second coming of God himself and Tom Brady.
Be the quarterback.
And Tom Brady doesn't get
Yeah,
He gets a
Bill
little
Belichick
preferential
was asking
treatment.
Tom how to run the offense and hitting Tom up for who we're going to draft and not draft and trade and not trade. I doubt it.
He may have given him a
He
little
may
bit.
have said,
but
"What do you think about this or that and the other?"
Right.
But Bill Belichick, I don't know. Probably not often. probably not often.
Well, in the wake of all this, the man who really lost it all was Blake Bortles because he was cut.
Oh, yeah, as soon as Aaron Rodgers said, "I'll be playing as a Packer," they called up Blake and said, "Don't worry about it, dog."
That's the.
I mean,
yeah.
that's the way the NFL works, though.
Right,
I mean, they don't need Blake Bortles around. They got 2 backups as it is. One being the new rookie. They don't need Blake Bortles.
Right. Well,
So, he'll fade off onto some other teams.
he was our backup
bench.
for a while, but
Yep.
and he was. I mean, he didn't do anything for us. Thank God.
Well, he's just.
we didn't need him. But it's tough. It's a tough situation. I get it. I understand that you want to win. I understand you want to win now.
Well, yeah,
And you want to bring in every motherfucker because it seems like Tom Brady gets what he wants every year. Well, you know why that is? Because he has a good organization around him, obviously. I'm not saying Green Bay is not good, but it's also hard to bring in a top-tier fucking talent every year. Tom didn't get that in New England.
No.
He didn't get a top-tier fucking receiver except Randy Moss.
Only so much money, dog.
Yeah, Randy Moss is probably the only number 1 receiver he ever had in his career, and Deion Branch maybe.
They tried Ochocinco, but he couldn't make it past training camp.
He was fucking old. That man was
he
like
didn't
32, 33
he got
at
at the
that
training
time.
camp. He was like, "No, y'all can have this."
That was Bill Belichick's favorite receiver. If you ever talked to him,
who, Ocho?
yeah,
Probably.
If
I
you ever
could
read
see
any
that.
interviews, I think he said he's in love with Chad Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Just because of the way he runs routes. But yeah, that was the news of the fucking week so far. We're now
And
just
it's
getting
not-
into.
It ain't over.
It is in a sense that he is at camp. Now he's gonna make headlines and fucking do pipe bomb fucking interviews every week, I guess,
yeah.
and throw the Green Bay under the
But
bus.
at some point or another, how long is Green Bay going to allow this type of shit to keep going before the owner's like, okay, enough?
Yeah, that's the other thing that makes me wonder if he's gonna just continually keep doing this in
Right.
camp to get the fuck out before the season.
I couldn't be more I can't honestly think of a single scenario or time or situation that he could use as an example as to just to explain how poorly he's been treated there, which is what he's making it sound like. Or all these other players that he named on that list, some who are going to be Hall of Famers, some that are already Hall of Famers, were treated so terribly at Green Bay.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
Did
to
he
me.
have Brett Favre on that list?
I didn't hear that name.
Yeah, he didn't have Brett Favre on that list.
Apparently they're good buds now, though.
Yeah, bullshit.
Apparently they text each other quite a bit.
Yeah, well,
that's what I've read. Nah, I don't.
Two
fucking-
peas in a pod.
I mean, yeah, they're both fucking ego-driven quarterbacks. That
Mm-hmm.
one, I was a firm believer and in the boat that Aaron Rodgers was going to take the route and retire, and maybe come back. But if he did that, he was on the hook for 2 years.
Yeah.
So that means he would have had to sit out for 2 years. Nobody wants somebody that's going to sit out for 2 years.
He's only got 2 years of gameplay left if he plays now. If he sits out for 2 years, it's over with for him, period.
Right, because
2
that would have
years out
made
of
him
the
like
NFL,
41, I believe.
1 year out of the NFL, he would have been done.
Okay.
Let alone 2.
Well,
This year.
I can't show it because I can't pull it because we don't have our fucking guy back there.
Oh.
Unless I pull it over, maybe. Hang on, let me try this.
This is.
We're gonna try some high level shit here. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and make this nice and big. Here we go. No, wait, no. Oh. Oh hell no. Well, she had to have been wasted.
She
right?
was tore up. Oh, yeah.
just going to ignore me, and I'm going to play these drums.
I mean, that is... Here's the thing.
What makes you think that that's okay, one?
Right. So here's the problem. Like, people want to pretend like, again, don't get me wrong. There's females that dudes do too much and hit on them, and then they take it a step further, and they shouldn't. But it happens to men too.
Oh, for sure.
It happens to men more times than you think. And this is a perfect example of that, where he was minding his own business.
Yeah. Playing
not
on the
doing
street.
anything wrong, just expressing his artistic talents for the world to hear and see.
Right.
And this lady said, you know what? I ain't had any chocolate in a while. My sweet tooth is getting the best of me.
Right.
But he didn't want your dusty ass.
No, he didn't want one bit of it. He was like, excuse me?
So what would you...
What, you could have at least waited.
So say you're... I don't know. Say we're out at a brewery and we're sitting outside on the patio somewhere, and we're just having a conversation, or you're chilling reading a book or whatever, and you're drinking your beer, you're reading a book, whatever, or listening to a dope podcast like Sticks and Stones, and some chick comes up to you, kind of stumbling around, and reaches to grab your face to kiss you. Or to touch you in general. I don't like when people touch me, period.
Yeah, if I don't know you and you ain't my significant other or my mom or my dad, you better not touch me.
Yeah.
Or the kids, you better not touch me.
Yeah. I found this one extremely interesting.
Yeah, that's a no-no on me. I don't know what the hell she was thinking.
She was wasted. She just, like I said,
gone.
she was wasted. She thought he was fine. That's all fine and good. Again,
You could have at least just told him. That's fine.
you could have waited till he finished his set.
Could have catcalled him
You know what I mean? Threw a 5 in the bucket for his, you know what I mean?
for his troubles.
Right. And then said, hey, you know what? Can I get that Snapchat?
Yeah, you could go
You know what I mean?
many different routes.
Like, hey,
but
you
one
play the
did.
drums pretty well. You know what I mean?
Won't you drum up on me?
Right.
You could have dropped. You could have dropped anything.
You could have done anything, but this is what you chose to do. You invaded his personal space and then sexually assaulted him. It's not appropriate. It's not okay.
Although it does happen at a much lesser rate, it still does happen.
Men need protection too.
Men protection.
But no, I mean, I
he
would
gonna
have been just as disgruntled. I mean, because like I said, I don't like when people get in my personal space, and that goes for everybody. I don't like when anybody's in my personal space.
Right.
A complete stranger is even. It's. I just can't do it. So. I mean, I don't blame him. I thought it was hilarious. It was a little something I had sent to you and Solomon the other day because it was just, yeah. I've been looking for something like that.
That's a little much.
They captured that whole scenario quite well.
All right, we're gonna move on back to the sports world.
Back to sports. That was just a little break.
Again, if you haven't been paying attention, or you live
I don't understand. I was gonna say I don't understand how anybody hasn't heard about this yet.
Especially living in Ohio.
Yeah, that's true.
They have changed the Cleveland Indians' name.
I didn't even know that they were working on anything. I mean, I'm not an Indians fan. I knew they took away Chief Oahu.
Chief Wahoo.
Chief Wahoo.
Wahoo.
He's
an
icon.
Hawaiian Indian.
He's an icon. How dare you? How dare you people?
So my explanation to this from someone I talked to was that Christopher Columbus came here and he thought that he was in India because he sailed across the world.
He thought he was in India because he sailed across the world.
Yes. He thought he was in India. So he named them Indians. So that technically is the wrong name, and it's derogatory in the sense that he thought he was in India and he used it and he called them Indians. That's why it's it's kind of confusing when you say something like Indians.
I can't.
But either way, I'm in the boat with you. Like, I don't see the name Cleveland Indians as being a big deal because but then you talk to somebody about, well, what about the Blackhawks or what about the Chiefs? They don't have any problem.
Blackhawks, Florida State. There's
the Seminoles.
There's Native Americans that go in war dress to the Florida State
I understand
games.
that. That's fine because they're named after the tribe. That's where the difference is.
I get that.
But I don't know, man. I don't know how to take it. I hate the fucking name and I hate the logo.
I think the logo looks like something from a intramural local softball team that plays in West Carrollton somewhere. And then the name the Guardians.
That's for the gargoyles on the bridge. Yeah, there is 2 gargoyles that guard the.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
So I can only imagine some of the stuff they're going to draw up for the graphics, the marketing, and everything else like that. Because there's going to be other stuff besides just this baseball. At some point, I'm sure there'll be gargoyles on some stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just me not wanting to see anything different. And
you're used to what you're used to, and they kind of did keep the Indian name in there in Guardians. They kept half the name.
Right. Which I mean, that kind of
2/3 the name, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just too much because there's some other like the Redskins, the Washington Redskins. I know we talked about that a little bit. And some people
we haven't been given their name yet.
That's even worse. Yeah, how does the Cleveland Indians go from being the Cleveland Indians and then overnight now we're the Cleveland Guardians?
Well,
with a full logo
change, but still,
and the Redskins can't figure it out, and it's been 2 years now.
The NFL has different rules,
but if it's such a problem,
right? I understand. I agree.
It's not like teams are out here trying to change their name every year or some shit.
Right? No,
you know what I mean. So the rule the NFL has on that is absolutely ridiculous. I can name the name changes that have taken place since we've been alive. It's not a lot.
Maybe the Miami Redhawks. Because they used to be the Redskins.
You have the Oilers.
The Houston Oilers got moved, so they changed their name, yeah.
The Ravens.
Yeah, they moved as well. It's only when somebody moves, though.
The Rams didn't change their name.
The Rams, yeah. There's some teams that won't. I mean, the Rams could go anywhere.
It's so dumb. I don't know. I just feel like the whole argument's dumb. I feel, again, you know how I am about people being overly sensitive. I talk about that all the time. But it's
agree with you.
It's like people get bored somewhere, and they're like, you know what? This here, you see that hat with that Indian figure on it.
I bought one. So I feel
you know the pain I feel when I see your jersey. I don't know. It just.
We also got the war trophy back here, right up there.
yes.
That ain't going nowhere.
If it does bother you, okay. I mean, sorry for you. I'm not sorry, but. You know what I mean? I get it. It's fine, but I don't know. It's still not fine.
I'm passive-aggressively mad.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's dumb, man.
It sucks. It sucks to see something that... I mean, there's been movies. Major League. The Indians have been a big name. I mean, for the Midwest, I feel like they're one of the bigger... Midwest teams. And there's not a lot of big market teams in the Midwest. I mean, you have the Yankees and then you have the Dodgers. And then, I mean, other than that, there's a few people that probably could name outside that market that don't watch baseball. I mean, the Indians would probably be one.
Here's my thing. Because of the fact that they are the native people of this rock that we all now live on,
Cleveland.
Make as many, just Native Americans in general. Keep all the Native American team names that we can.
Yeah, Cleveland Native Americans, what they would want to be.
That'd have been tough. That'd have been long. That'd have been
right.
The
Cleveland Natives.
CNA.
The Cleveland Natives.
Native Americans. The Cleveland Natives. I'd have been cool with that.
Yeah, I'd have been like, all right, that's kind of dope, actually.
Give me back Chief hoo-ha, Oahu, whatever. Give me back the chief, and then just change the name to Cleveland Natives. We just figured everything out for him.
Yeah, she's native. Or the Cleveland Natives.
What's the problem?
That one, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure somebody would have probably had a problem with it. The internet loves to have a problem with everything.
I don't. You know what I mean? You don't hear Vikings out here coming from wherever the fuck Vikings are from talking about the Minnesota. You know what I mean? This hits me in my heart. And all, I mean, get out of here.
Right. It's tough. I don't know what to think of it because.
Where does it stop?
Well, that's the thing. It is a slippery slope because, like you said, somebody could have been a fucking Viking or had Viking ancestry, and then we got a group
on all the Vikings, dog, dude. That's starting to become a popular thing now, where people are digging up their Viking history and
I haven't seen that.
Praying to the
Norse god,
the gods of the clouds and all that other nonsense.
Well, you know, everybody's got to be a part of something, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
They can't just live life. Everybody has to feel connected to something.
So to stay in the baseball realm.
Oh yeah, this
is a tough one. This is the L of the week, the shit show of the week.
This was one of the more entertaining things I've ever read on Fox News. Hands down. This has got to be one of the most entertaining things that's ever come from Fox.
So if you follow baseball and know players, Ben Zobrist was a Chicago Cub his entire, I believe, 12-year career.
Yeah, his whole career.
And as you read the headline here, he and his wife had an issue.
Well,
what started the issue was
an understatement.
What started the issue was that his wife held a party for their pastor, and I guess Ben Zobrist and his family are highly religious, which is nothing wrong with that.
Donate to their local church and everything else like that, but it just so happens
they donated quite a bit to the local church.
He was being taken advantage of by multiple people, one being his own wife.
So his wife held a party for their pastor, and it was $30,000. Right there's one red flag for me. I don't give a shit if I'm a millionaire. I ain't holding no 30K party for some
nobody.
No,
I wouldn't throw a $30,000
unless it's my parents
party for my kid.
All right, fair enough.
You know what I mean?
But no, that's a lot of money, man. No. That's a lot of money. What kind of party are we having here?
What kind of right?
So like we got Dom Perignon.
But not only did she pay $30,000 for that party, instead of using their normal bank information, she paid for it with the account for their farm.
Oh my God!
In hopes that he would notice.
So,
which is just scream shady.
Yeah. Well, that's shady. And then at that party that they held for the pastor, the wife, and this is like some fucking like comedy movie
from a movie,
like a comedy movie, like Bad Gone Wrong type, like Step Brothers.
Yeah,
where the brother starts dancing with the other brother's wife.
Yes.
So, anyways, the wife. Essentially, in the article, it is written out that she basically grinds him to death, the pastor.
She was throwing that thing in a circle for Jesus.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And she got down with the pastor at the party, and everybody was kind of uncomfortable with it.
She had the Holy Ghost, dog.
Yeah, the Holy Ghost.
Oh, no.
So, anyways, then I guess it came out that later on down the road, the pastor's wife got a hold of Ben Zobrist through text message.
Yeah.
And there are text messages screen capped out there, but not in the Fox News article.
No,
if you go on Google and type in Ben Zobrist,
right,
bad breakup and all this shit, you'll find it.
Bad divorce.
Yeah. But at the time, I guess Ben Zobrist was texting the pastor about his problems with his wife because they were just like on a rocky road down.
Right, which a lot of
Shitville.
people do. Like when you're a member of the church, a lot of people go to their pastor with like guidance and I mean, maybe not so much nowadays, but I know that's always been a big thing, guidance and whatever else as far as like my marriage. And there's a lot of really big churches that offer like marriage counseling and stuff like that too.
Right.
So, anyways, go ahead.
So then he's texting the pastor about his issues with his wife, and come to find out, the pastor's wife texts Ben Zobrist saying that my husband is cheating with your wife. All meanwhile, Ben Zobrist had been confiding in the pastor.
Yes.
Now, if I don't know what would make me beat somebody's ass on site, I know that a pastor, I don't give a shit. After I got done with him, he would see God.
Searching for the Lord in all the wrong
He
places.
He would see God firsthand.
This one not only is, I mean, I hate to laugh at other people's misery, but it is comical again, but at the same time, it's like I had titled this article, you know what I mean? If you can't trust your pastor, who can you trust? But it's just, it gets worse. I mean, it gets a lot worse. So Zobrist had been donating money to that church monthly for years.
Right.
Like, not just like, okay, I'm giving my money, I'm tithing it every Sunday. It's like he had been giving checks of substantial donation to that church for operation and other stuff that the church does in the community and all that other stuff like that for years, monthly.
Yeah, I mean, he would just basically give them money, and then I guess now his wife is suing him.
As a part of their divorce, his wife is suing him for
an X amount of money. It's quite a bit, substantial.
It's basically half his assets.
He's made $76 million in his 12-year career.
She said that, and she also this bitch had the audacity to say that he wasn't the same after he got hurt,
right?
And that
he refused to go back out.
They would have more. You ain't never had no money in your life.
You wouldn't have no money if it wasn't for him.
You wouldn't have $76,000, let alone $76 million,
right?
Had it not been for old boy. And she's complaining that he had no drive to go play baseball again, and that he would have made more money if he would have had drive, and after he got hurt and all this other stuff like that, instead of being supportive,
and saying,
backing your boo up, like, you know what, you don't play baseball no more. Let's raise these kids together. We'll figure something else out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm your wife. I got your back.
Right.
I'm here till the end.
Right. They have generational wealth at this point.
Easily.
That they don't even need to. He don't need to go back. And if he don't want to go back, okay.
I say she probably ends up getting nothing.
Oh,
not only will she not get anything, she won't get any child support because she's probably not going to win any kind of that battle.
No, he'll be the one that probably wins.
And on top of that, Ben has his own suit against the pastor for $2 million.
$6 million.
$6 million. Sorry.
Million.
$6 million to regain
the money that he gave.
The monies that he's donated over the years to him.
Because this guy snaked him pretty much.
This money has gone to nothing but pay this pastor's salary. Yeah, that's
a tough one. I feel for Zobrist. I wanted to.
Oh, for sure.
When I read it, my blood was boiling for him.
It was. I mean, the whole situation is.
That's tough. That's a tough
that'd be hard
one
to deal with.
to swallow.
Man. That'd be.
But that's the shit show of the week.
You expect good things out of good people, and you know what I mean. Every now and then you got some, as my grandma would say, some wolves in sheep's clothing. And it seems like apparently his pastor and his wife were some wolves.
Oh, for sure. I don't have much else. We don't have any much other articles, but I do want to bring up the, about the NIL agreement with like players and college players, and now they can collect money.
Oh yeah. I get apparently that's causing some issues with some schools.
Is it?
Maybe it
So-
sounds like more than I already know about.
Essentially, there was an article, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, about Alabama's starting quarterback
Yeah.
and how he's already made damn near $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't even played a fucking down there.
Yep.
He's a freshman. So he's already made $1 million. Now, I want you to take this into account. If that guy stays there for 3 years, and Alabama football is the pride and joy of the state of Alabama, it's all they got. That's all they ever had. That's all they'll ever have. And probably ever will be. So anyways,
mean,
they throw their fucking money.
There's the golf down there, dog.
I don't give a fuck. They throw all their money at them sports athletes. I mean, they're revered as gods.
This is true.
It's the same way in Kentucky about Kentucky basketball. Other than Louisville, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
It's like Texas when you go down in high school
Texas
football.
is football, everything.
Yeah, football, anything. Oh, you say football? So,
It's life.
I mean, you see their stadiums down in Texas for the high schools.
Just for high schools. You're
It's
talking
fucking-
like college-sized Division II stadiums.
Yeah, it's like Welcome Stadium.
Yeah.
Maybe even bigger.
Some of them are nice and welcome stadiums.
At the
been-
in the
Welcome
80s, it
Stadium's
was
been
fucking
through some
dope.
shit,
In
yeah.
2021, it's not.
They've been updating, though.
So my issue is if these guys make money for 3 to 4 years, they may make more money in college than they'll ever make in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you don't know about Eric Dickerson and what happened at SMU, which is a small school for a reason now in Texas,
Yeah.
because it was sanctioned. What happened with Eric Dickerson and a few other players? They were paid money. The NCAA found out, and they gave them the fucking death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why SMU didn't become the powerhouse that it was becoming,
Right.
because they recruited and gave money. But Eric Dickerson laughed at the Rams when he was first given his first rookie contract. Now, at that time, rookie contracts were they didn't have a cap, so
Right.
it got out of hand. But in the 80s, it was nothing like it is today.
Well, right.
Inflation and everything, but still, it wasn't even close. But my issue is these players may just be like, well, fuck it. Like, I'm not playing in the NFL. Or
Yeah.
they'll laugh at a team because the cap, you have your rookie cap.
It could keep, because technically in college football, you have 5 years of playing eligibility.
Yes, if you get injured, you can be redshirted. If you get redshirted, you get an extra year. All
Right.
that kind of weird shit.
And you think about it, that's a 5-year contract. So you think about if you're the Derrick Henrys, the Joe Burrows, the Tugaloa Halahalaha of the NFLs as college players, how much money you can make in 5 years off these contracts. Now, another thing that I did hear is depending on the state, because state
You still
tax,
have to pay your state taxes.
state tax comes into
that's
play.
the first issue.
There are some states that don't have state tax on bonuses like that.
Oh, so it's considered a bonus?
Yes. So there are states that don't even now, because most of the time, because it's given as how do they put it? It's not a federal tax.
Okay.
So because of that, basically you think about Ohio, bonus pay in Ohio is taxed at 43 point something percent. So,
Right.
damn near 50%. So you take $1,000 bonus, you're only going to see $500 of that.
Right.
Same thing. You give one of these players $2 million, he's only going to see $1 million of that. Well, in some states, you give some players $2 million, they're going to get every penny of it.
Right. Now, some certain schools are going to have an advantage.
So that's one of the things that I was hearing is like some of these schools that don't have these
Like
these state tax
Nevada.
guidelines.
Nevada's one. Florida's one.
Florida is a big one.
So you might see the Seminoles back, the Gators back.
The U. So
the Gators back.
I think it'll be interesting. I mean, because I've always been an advocate for college football. I mean, you got to think about these college football players mainly.
In general, just
athletes in general, they make the sacrifice to play this sport, so they're sacrificing their bodies and their lives overall. But football, I would say, even more so because of the violence that the game is, the bigger toll that it takes on your body.
Is shorter.
Yes. For sure, they deserve to be played. They're playing this Division I college football players. They definitely deserve to be played for their time spent in the sport, for sure. So I'm all about it. You know what I mean? Because it's a smart decision, because you already make at that young age, I love football. I want to be in the NFL. I want to play football. And if you have that skill and you're just, and you are blessed in that manner and it's evolving, it's all you know.
Yeah, I am all for it. Like, I want the players to be paid.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be capped, though. I think there needs to be.
Because it could get out of control pretty fast.
It's going to get out of control because now
it'll just turn into a pissing war with what booster has the most money, and what organization is the biggest, and you know what I mean. It could get wild fast.
Well, here's the other, I guess.
Be the New York.
Here's the other part of it. High school players can do that now.
Do what?
They can make money off of their name.
Oh.
So that Gwen Mears or whatever, the one that's coming to Ohio State, that's the highest rated quarterback prospect ever.
Yeah.
Today there was an article about him. And he may forego his senior season at his high school to join Ohio State to get into the room and all that. And also because he wants to make money.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of like, there can be kids like a basketball, like say the next LeBron James comes up and he's in high school.
The only stipulation with high school is you actually you're not going to be accepted into a university without your high school diploma.
I understand that.
So,
but he can still make money off of his name.
Right. That doesn't mean he can't do what he has to do per state guidelines to the credit hours, the education, the testing, to receive his diploma early, and then he doesn't have to technically play his senior year of football, and he can just be on his way.
Right. It's just it's another, I guess, bump in the road for the NCAA.
Yeah,
I think it's pushing us closer and closer to.
There needs to be a new organization.
That's right. There needs to be a AAA of football. We need to pull it away from colleges.
NCAA is just his.
I think it's just
they have
as far as for football and maybe even basketball, we're coming to a point where there is no more amateurism.
No,
we just have professionals playing, and that's fine. They should be making money, but if you want to be a professional, then that's on you. The college shouldn't be a part of that. Like college and sports.
No, the college has not. No,
I mean, I get the pageantry and like the bands and all that, and that shit's cool.
Right.
But if they're wanting to make money, you need a AAA league or something else. Something else.
I agree.
So I think we're inching closer and closer and closer to that.
I'm sure there'll be some changes. I mean, hell, now there's as of how many years ago did they start doing the playoffs for the national championship for college? 6 years ago?
Yeah, the BCS got eliminated, and then they started playoffs.
Right. The BCS was bullshit.
And then we have, the Big 10 and Big 12 and
it's
SEC.
It's still kind of shoddy how they do the...
Well, that, and then now the Big 12 is trying to disband.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's another
teams
aspect.
Making some moves.
Right.
To some new, conferences?
Yeah. So, we'll see. I mean, it's a long process. I just wanted to see if you were aware.
I think it'll be interesting. I mean, again, like you said, I'm all for it. It's just a matter of how do you go about doing it. You can't have some like New York Yankees situation where how many pennants did the Yankees buy off of contracts alone?
Well, they can still do that because there's no cap in baseball.
Right, but it's spread out a little
bullshit.
bit better. It is nonsense, but it can't be like that
It's still like that.
And I'm saying
Technically.
it can't get to that point with how this stuff
right.
is
You're
going.
saying
So
colleges will eventually start buying their way.
it needs to be capped.
I agree.
So,
Especially colleges like you said that don't have state tax. Because
Right.
now states are going to be like, oh wait, we don't have state tax. Why
Right.
is that?
Because then you're gonna, if it turns into that, you're gonna have kids that are like, there's gonna be colleges.
Fuck Ohio
that don't
State,
have
I'm going to Florida.
Well, there'll be colleges that completely fall the way off. I mean, they'll be
Right.
like Wright State. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, those small D1 colleges. I mean, they're not. It's not going to change for them anyways.
No. But
Now
I
it
don't
could
know.
for a state or a state with no state tax.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So like Florida.
Like
I mean,
an
there's
SMU.
they named a couple of them. I know Florida's one, and I can't remember the name of some of the other schools. I know, or some of the other
Texas
states.
doesn't have state tax. I don't
Texas
think.
is one of them. I know you named Nevada.
Yeah.
So it's, it could get interesting over the next 4 to 5 years with some of that stuff.
Right. So we'll see. That's all really.
Which will ultimately change how, that'll have an effect on the NFL game as well. So
Yeah, I mean, there's
players won't feel like they need to play for as long and whatnot. So
yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's really all I got. There's nothing I want to get on my soapbox this week. So
hell yeah, no, it's I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good NFL season. I obviously am excited about the fantasy football. I'm excited about more drama with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers because I know that's not done with.
right.
But this is the most exciting time of the year.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
It's the best time of the year. Fall football.
Fall football.
Yeah. So again, if you are interested in a fantasy league yearly, hit us up, DM us, message us, fucking send him a DM. Whatever way. It'll be a small buy-in, but you could win your way into a spot in the big league.
Yep.
So
Be with the Titans, basically. The Titans of fantasy football, boy.
yeah.
Or girl, whatever.
But yeah, that's all I got to push this week. So anything for you?
Nothing else, man. Just,
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Kanye, but we'll get to that.
We're gonna talk about that next week for sure because that's
I meant to bring that up.
I happen to be I'm very diehard when it comes to Kanye West. So Kanye West and what Kanye West has done for rap music.
Okay.
So, we'll put it that way.
All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. You guys have a good week, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Peace.
Sticks and Stones podcast.
Sticks and Stones. Have you heard? Hell yeah, brother. Thanks for listening.